Welcome back. We're continuing our coverage on the Texas legislature's approach to education savings accounts and school finance. As we told you at the beginning of the newscast, we're seeing some tweaks underway under the dome, but supporters are still confident it will pass.
Governor Greg Abbott joins us live now from Austin to discuss the issues going into the second half of the session. Governor, thanks so much for joining us.
Always a pleasure. Thank you all.
Well, Governor, let's get your reaction to what you've seen from the House today in the Public Education Committee, those substitutes. What's your reaction to that?
Listen, what they do, they just work out kinks from the original version of the bills. But listen, you mentioned both bills, and they're both important because they achieve goals to make education better. One is we will end this session by providing an all-time record of funding for public schools, as well as the highest pay ever for our teachers with the largest teacher pay raise ever. At the same time, we're going to offer school choice for parents across the entire state of Texas, because even though Texas ranks #1 for the most blue ribbon public schools, we know that there are some parents watching this show right now that they have a child that may be either struggling or just not the right fit in the current school they are attending, and we want to make sure those parents are going to have a choice about which school their child should attend.
Governor, the measure failed in the House 2 years ago. If school vouchers are such a clear choice, why has it been such a hard sell in the Texas House?
Well, first, as you probably know, school choice has passed the Senate every year, and it's already passed the Senate this year. Also, this year in the Texas House, there are already more than enough votes to get it passed out of the House chamber. You've got to have 76 votes to get it passed. There's more than that already exists. And the Speaker from Lubbock, Dustin Burrows, said there's going to be more than 80 votes to pass school choice. And so it's going to comfortably pass this year, providing all parents the ability to choose the school that's going to be best for their child.
And Governor, we've seen from these substitutes today, a cap on the first 2 years for education savings accounts. You mentioned the increase in school finance. Do you foresee budget issues in the future because of this program and because of increasing, finance for schools?
So concerns have been raised by some people that it could pose, school choice could pose budget problems in the future, and there's no reason for those concerns. The reason why there's no concern about it is the only amount of money that will ever be allocated to it is what will be voted by the legislature each session. There's no automatic increase in future years. The only amount that it can increase is the amount that the legislature decides to allocate to it. As a result, we always balance our budget. We are required to do so by law, and this will pose no budgetary problem for us in the future.
So if you can only increase it, can it be decreased by them as well? And will that impact those who are relying on those vouchers?
We see no reason why it should or could need to be decreased. The fact of the matter is we have two separate buckets for budget. One's going to be for public education, the other's going to be for school choice. And because Texas has such plenty resources, we have an abundance, and so much so that we have a budget surplus, of which we're going to be returning a lot of that to your taxpayers with a property tax cut. But we are going to have plenty of money in future budgets to make sure we're going to be able to fully educate our kids.
Now, Governor, you've mentioned several times that a majority of Texans or parents are for this. Have you done opinion polling? Where does that come from? Where do those stats come from?
Well, they come from polling, not just our polling, but every university system and other professionals around the state. They've polled it, and every single time it's a majority of every demographic group. It could be Black, Hispanic, white, or Asian. It could be Democrat, Republican, or Independent. It could be urban, suburban, or rural. Every demographic group in the state of Texas supports school choice. Also, in Republican primaries for the past 2 elections, there's been a ballot initiative for Republicans to vote on, and about 80 to 90% of Republicans said yes, they want school choice. And so we know from multiple sources this is exactly what Texans want and families watching this show want. And we will be able to deliver school choice while at the very same time doing more for the public schools across the entire state of Texas.
Governor Abbott, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining us. We spoke with Dustin Burrows earlier, Speaker, who said hopefully we'll have an answer by the end of the week.
Thank you, Governor. Appreciate it.
Sounds great. Thank you all so much.